Inner Fight Endurance Q&A show 29. Mate, we're one show away from your age.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, thank you. It's my birthday in June, just in case you're wondering.
Apart from, obviously, weekly Q&A, one of the most common questions I get week to week is, how old's Flanners?
I'm in the 45 to 49 age group. And as like the conversation we had about half an hour ago, sometimes I feel younger, sometimes I feel older. That's okay. I'm 46.
Oh, just sharing it all out there.
Mate, I'm happy.
There we go. Stop asking me, guys.
46 years young.
Young, definitely. Right.
Welcome back.
Naked Running Band. Going to see a few of these next weekend at Dubai Marathon.
Yes, we are.
A lot of people saying what they're taking, what they're carrying, and it's all in a Naked Running Band. I think it's so cool. Definitely the best hydration belt on the market. Yep. Hands down. And then Ultra X is getting some real good limelight recently. I think 2 more people that I know have entered.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Entered this week. I think, I don't mean to be talking wrong here, but possibly Brian, our very own Brian MacArthur from On Running.
Oh, yeah.
He loves the dive.
He loves the long stuff as well.
Yeah, and so
all right.
That'd be really cool. So if you fancy joining him, Marcus, one of our guys, Josh, and a few others on the start line down in a race in Sri Lanka.
That'd be a decent crowd.
There's your code. Go and enter.
Excellent. What have we got this week then, Mr. Tom?
This week we have 4 questions. We're going to rack through them. Quite a lot of them are to do with race week again.
Yep.
A hydration one and an injury one. So let's get going.
Yep. Let's open the bidding.
At the Gwyn Blade. That could almost be Welsh, you know. How do you treat an IT band injury? Well, clearly we're not physios, doctors, all of the above. So firstly, I would go and seek professional, diagnosis.
Yep.
Find out what it is. But the IT band normally is there to stabilize hip and knee. Anything sort of between hip and ankle is sort of a victim to what the hip and the ankle are doing. So more than likely with an IT band injury, it's coming from either a swinging in of the knee while running or your hip swinging out, which will cause the knee to be swinging in. So a lot of leg injuries, how can you fix it? Get stronger glutes, get stronger, most people have strong quad muscles, but stronger hamstrings, stronger leg complex muscles.
Yep.
Look after your feet, make sure your arches aren't collapsing in all the time when you're running. Make sure you're not externally rotated at the ankle. That will all cause the knee to go in and pull on the IT band. A quick fix would be to release the IT band at the top of the hip and around the knee. You don't want to directly foam roll onto it.
No.
There's not much advantage to that. But you want to.
It's also really painful.
It's super painful. Foam roll at the bottom of it, just by the knee, and then just above, around glute minor and around to glute max as well, and help release all that off and stretch your groin out as well.
Yeah, I would just sort of say, like I say, there's treating the actual physical symptoms, and then I think getting to the underlying issues, which almost every time is structural weakness that causes this alignment issue.
Yeah.
So
check your shoes. What are your shoes doing? And if it's from a biking issue, usually 9 times out of 10 insoles within your bike shoes will fix that. Good.
Excellent.
Mate, another question from one of your guys. Again, he was on Instagram Live this morning.
I saw that, actually. Yeah.
At Tam_Adele. Would you stretch in transition? If yes, what would be the absolute necessity to ease your run?
All right. That's a good question, actually.
It's not bad.
And the answer would be, look, I think if you're not trying to break the world record, I wouldn't see why not. And I think you would definitely want to put a time limit on it. And I see so many people who have really great runs, bikes and swims and then take half an hour in transition and it's all kind of undone. So you wouldn't want to be 20 minutes stretching in transition for sure.
You'll be 20 minutes talking in transition.
20 minutes smiling in transition. I would say the absolute best stretch that you could do that would influence the way you're going to run out of transition would be to stretch your hip flexors. That's it.
That's it.
Have you got any more? Hip flexors. Because you're in a kind of you're in a closed off hip position on the bike for 2.5 hours ish, Tama, hopefully. And I think hip flexors usually are the ones that get a little bit tight and creaky when you come out of transition.
Yeah. I would also go glutes, to be honest. If you're going to get any lower back issues, hamstring, but hip flexors is a good shout.
Yeah.
With Tama, like, he needs to know where he's likely to be tight coming off the bike.
Yeah.
We've got one last session this weekend.
Yeah, that would be a good opportunity
as this
to
is coming out,
think about
we will
that.
know.
Yeah.
Tama will be stretching in Zad's car park, and we'll know what will work.
Have his yoga mat down, doing all sorts of stuff.
But you've certainly got to put a time limit on it.
Yeah.
And
like 2 minutes tops.
yeah, and I mean, if he's not in pain coming off the bike, would you
No.
stop? Have you ever stretched in transition?
Never.
No, I can't say I have either. No.
No. I think if you're having massive challenges when you do your long ride, and even though sometimes the transitions aren't super quick from putting your bike away, then you pop your run shoes on, have a bit of a chat with Heyman or whoever, and then who's coming up next, by the way. You know, like, it might be a 10-minute transition, which of course on race day we don't really want. So that sometimes can sort of mask any potential issues that you might have. But a great opportunity actually Friday morning to really get a feel for that.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Good. Next question coming in from Tama's arch nemesis. These guys go at each other, at Mo_Hyman.
Like,
Would you recommend doing sports massage during the tapering week? That's another good question, actually.
Heyman. It is. It's like these guys are like. It's like the Mark Allen, Dave Scott rivalry of Iron Man in the 80s. It's almost the same level.
Yeah.
So, Heyman, would you recommend sports massage? Okay, if it's a deep tissue kind of elbows in sports massage, I would say no closer than 5 days before you race. That would be that's my sort of personal experience. And I think it creates a lot of soreness and a little bit of sort of toxic stuff floating around in your legs, and you just don't want that in your race week. If it's a sort of a gentle rub down and a little bit more sort of for a comfort and relaxation, it wouldn't be a massive problem with that.
Yeah. I couldn't have said that better myself.
Yeah.
Leave it there.
Yeah.
Last question this week from Humaid Al-Gandhi. What do you recommend for hydration during Dubai Marathon? Dubai Marathon is 9 days away.
Yes.
9 days away.
A week when this comes out.
Yeah. My first point would be this should have been practiced in training on your long training runs. You should know how much fluid causes a bit of discomfort in the stomach, how much fluid you need to sort of sufficiently hydrate you to get through the distance. Caveat to that is, more than likely during a marathon race, you will underhydrate it, and that's no bad thing. A lot of the top guys finish dehydrated, and it's actually possibly even there to help them do it. You don't want a lot of fluid sloshing
in real
around.
terms, there's no way you can replace what you sweat
Absolutely not.
through taking water on board. No way.
No. So it's more to the point is, how are you getting in your energy in terms of carbohydrate? Is that within a powder solution that is in with a drinks bottle? And is it that to get in enough carbohydrate you need to drink 2 liters an hour? Well, that's a lot of fluid.
Yeah.
So you're possibly overhydrating there. Or is it that you can get in enough carbohydrate within fluid in 500 ml during the hour, which is probably
About right.
I would say.
Yeah.
What some people will be doing, someone standing here that's doing the marathon, is using isotonic gels and literally running through the feed stations and throwing cups of water at my face, and whatever goes in goes in, and whatever doesn't.
Yeah. If you get some happy days.
And I'll fully prepared to be feeling horrendous at the end, extremely dehydrated.
Yeah. I think it's difficult with powdered drinks just to carry enough to get you through. Most people go down the route of gels, whether they're mixed in with water or straight out of the packet, and fluids. And also a little bit of electrolyte mix doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Another part to that question is, what are you doing the 2-3 days before? That's where you want to be loading up on your fluids. So drinking a little bit more than normal, just making sure you're super hydrated, hypohydrated.
And also electrolytes in the days leading up, because I think I've seen it a lot where people get overhydrated and they're just flushing all the vitamins and minerals out of their system, and that's not a great place to start on race day. So make sure you get some electrolytes in your drinks pre-race as well.
Some extra sea salt on your food.
Yep.
All works well.
Himalayan pink
sea salt. Good. Flown by again this week.
10 minutes.
10
Happy
minutes.
days.
Done. Get your questions in for next week, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.